First thing you notice when you look around Newtown, everyone has that questioning look. Why? What did we miss, if anything? No answers yet, just hindsight.
To try and make some sense of the tragedy here in Newtown, Connecticut, medical investigators will often look for evidences of patterns. I'm not talking about looking at clothing styles or musical preferences or even lifestyle, but rather looking for evidence of specific plans. Could give some clue as to what was happening in the person's mind and in their brain.
It's hard to know, because thankfully there are relatively few tragedies like this one. But a close look at 10 of the most analyzed mass murder cases in history provides some remarkable insight. According to this research, published in the journal Aggression and Violent Behavior, doctors typically start by placing these killers into 3 categories: traumatized, psychotic, psychopathic. In 2005, a 16-year-old killed 9 people at a school in Minnesota. A look into his past revealed an abused boy with an awful family history. The shooter had been previously traumatized. The Virginia Tech shooter killed 32 people. 6 were murdered in Arizona, and 12 lives were taken in an Aurora, Colorado movie theater. In each case, the killers showed signs of psychotic behavior, severe delusions, and paranoia. 13 people were shot and killed in Columbine, Colorado. One of the murderers was later discovered to be a textbook psychopath, and we now know he even laughed while gunning down his victims. Looking back, none of them had snapped. They had all left clues, pieced together after it was too late. Hindsight.
We still don't know much about the shooter who lived in this home, but there is something else to consider. What medications, if any, he was on. I'm specifically talking about antidepressants. If you look at the studies on other shootings like this that have happened, medications like this were a common factor. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not saying that antidepressants can't be effective, but people seem to agree that there is a vulnerable time when someone starts these medications and when someone stops. Could lead to increased impulsivity, decreased judgment, and making someone out of touch.
None of this is an excuse, and it's never just one thing. None of these behaviors will fully predict or explain why. But soon again, there will be hindsight that might just help prevent another tragedy.
And it's worth pointing out, over a 7-year period, there were 11,000 episodes of violence related to drug side effects. If there was a death involved, often it was the individual himself or herself, a suicide. It is very difficult for many of these people to get treatment in the first place.